Hello, who just hopped on? Say hey. Can you hear me? Hey, Michelle. Happy New Year. Thanks for popping on. I'm going to start in just a second. I'm trying to wait for a couple more people to come on and then I will get started with my story. Oh, you know what? All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, well, for those of you who may not know me, I am Ashley J, and I'm a relationship coach. And I also come on. I have a group that sorry, I'm all discombobulated. I have a group that I run called All In for Love, and it's a group about relationships. So what I've been doing this week is gearing everybody up, getting everybody ready for my new talk show that starts on January 7th at 4 p.m. It is called The Love Experience Show. And what I also have been doing is this is kind of like a double-edged sword. I've been not just getting you ready to see me at 4 o'clock every Thursday, but also I've been kind of giving you the blueprint of how the show is to run and how basically I'm giving you the format of the show. So all week I have been telling you guys about my different love experiences. And today you are going to hear my final love experience. Okay. We are working very hard to make this the final love experience. So what we left off with you yesterday was, talking about my crazy ex and our crazy relationship. I can't just say he was crazy. I was crazy in it too. Y'all heard the story. If you haven't, go to the Love Experience Show page on Facebook and check the story out there. Okay. So we left off with me having to take a year off from dating. And once I was finished with that year, I would say I was getting pretty close to, I think it was the winter. That is when I decided that I was going to start dating again. And when I started to, started dating, wanted to date again, I was like, I'm gonna give online dating a shot again. And I did. And I went to Steve Harvey's website that he had called Locate Your Love. And I said, all right, Lord, I'm gonna get on this dating site. I don't want to pay for no dating site. So I'm gonna do this one month trial. And if I don't find who I'm supposed to be with in that 1 month, I'm done. I'm just done. So um after I'll say a couple of weeks of being on there, I had a couple people pop up in my inbox, but they weren't worth my time because at this point I did figure out what I needed in my life and who was going to be worth my time basically, and what I was going to stand for and what I wasn't going to stand for. So he popped up, my husband. He popped up in my inbox. I don't really remember what he said to me at first. Um he was, probably high and, introducing himself or whatever. He probably told me I was pretty. I don't know. I can't remember. But I was like, okay, well, he's a little bit different from the people that have been coming into my inbox. So let me see what's going on with him. And I started to, look at his profile and everything, and I saw a couple pictures that made me take a step back. Like, okay, I don't know about this dude because he seems like he fits the profile of what I used to go for. So I don't know, but honestly, I heard the Lord tell me go ahead and give it a try, talk to him, respond to him. So that's what I did. And after responding to him, he seemed pretty cool. Felt like I could trust him. And so we continued to talk, and we would just go back and forth on the website. And then finally I was like, okay, we can text. I think I'm ready to text. I took it slow. So I gave him my phone number like one day, and we started texting and everything. And the thing that really caught me and made me say, okay, this guy is really, he's it, was the fact that one morning, we were texting back and forth, and he told me that he was out with his daughters, his biological daughter and her sister, and they were at the nail salon. And I was like, you're at the nail salon with them? Oh, you took them, right? He was like, no, I'm getting my feet done. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, we do this all the time. So that struck me because one, I so wasn't used to a guy getting a pedicure. That was number one. Number two, the fact that he was taking his daughters there to do that really spoke volumes to me, because my father was not, I compared him to my dad. My dad was not that person that was going to go to the nail salon with me. I don't even think my dad ever gave me money to go get my nails done. So the fact that he was doing this spoke a lot of volumes to me, and I really appreciated it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna continue talking to this guy because he's worth it. He's worth something. He's worth my attention. So we continued to talk, and I think like we started talking on the phone maybe a month later. Like when I tell y'all I was taking this slow, I was taking this real slow. So we started talking on the phone like a month later. And after that, the conversations were really good. They were different from what I was used to. Um, and also, some of the things that some of the ways that I was used to guys talking to me, I would bring it up to him, and he was like, no, I'm not telling you that. And no, we don't need to talk about that. Like, I'm not even tripping on anything like that. So I was like, okay, like this is a good guy, because he's not trying to push sex or nothing with me. Okay, this is a good guy. So we continue to develop our relationship. We continue to really dig deep, something that I never did before. We dug really, really deep to get to know one another. And when I say it was a change for me, but it was a much appreciated change, because I felt like I could relax. I didn't have to have my guard up. I didn't have to worry about, okay, is he looking at this chick or anything? I'll say it like this. He made me feel like I was enough. And and he still does, but he made me feel like I was enough. And that was great for me. Like, y'all don't understand how good that was for me to feel like that. You heard the stories all week. So for me to have somebody who made me feel like I was enough, I couldn't ask for anything more. So I think it was about 3 months after we started talking, we decided to meet up, see each other. So I came down to Georgia to meet him. So he always talks about how I'm crazy for this, but I needed to know. So what I did was I told him, I'll come down there. He paid for me to fly down here, but he was like, well, where are you going to stay? I was like, what you mean, where am I stay? I'm going to stay with you. And he was like, are you sure about that? I'm very sure. I'm staying with you. I need to know what's going on in my head. This is what I'm saying. I need to know what's going on up in your house and make sure that you not lying to me about anything. Like I need to run this background check and I'm gonna sit up in your house and I'm gonna see how you live. That was that was my thought process. But he always tells me I was crazy for that because he was like, you didn't know me, like we talked but you ain't know me like that. I was like, I know I didn't know you like that, but I needed to know who you were and I needed to figure out what was going on with you. So I stayed in his house with him, and the first time we saw each other, well, let me back up. When I got to the airport, I'm talking to him on the phone. I'm coming up the escalator. I'm like, okay, I'm here in baggage claim. And he was like, yeah, I see you. I was like, what you mean you see me? He was like, I see you. How you see me? Because I don't see you anywhere. So he tells me as I continue to walk, he tells me to turn around and he was behind me. He was watching me from afar because he said he wanted to make sure I wasn't a catfish. So he was watching me from afar. And once he realized I was who I said I was, he revealed himself to me because he said if that turned out to be a bad situation and I wasn't who I said I was, he wasn't going to show himself to me and I was just going to be SOL basically. So we can't, I was nervous. We both were nervous meeting each other for the first time. And, you know, I'll tell you what broke the ice for us. One of our first date was going to the Atlanta Aquarium or Georgia Aquarium, I'm sorry. And, we were coming up this back way or whatever, and there was some steps and I was jogging up the steps because it was a little cold, and he was trying to catch up with me, and he told me, hey, be careful because I don't want to have to call your mom. And as soon as he said that, he fell down the steps. He was trying to keep me from falling down the steps. He fell not down the steps, he fell up the steps, rolled, and then hit one of the light trash can combos that they had in Centennial Park and knocked the trash can off the light. Okay. And that was the icebreaker for us because that was the biggest laugh I have ever had in my life. I laughed so hard that I started getting back spasms. That's how hard I laughed at him. I couldn't even help him. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. I can't help you right now. I can't help you up. I can't do none of this. Like, I'm sorry. I laughed at him that hard. It was ridiculous, but that broke the ice for us. That made us more comfortable. And we went in, had a good time at the aquarium. He took me to I think Ruth Chris was the first place we went to. Not Ruth Chris, legal seafood. I'd never been to legal seafood. So that was a big deal for me. And I was like, okay, I'm really having a good time. And things just I can it went great. Things went really well for us during that first weekend together. I think it was around Valentine's Day, so he got me some beautiful flowers. Something that I don't want to say it never happened, but not to that extent. I'll say it like that. Those flowers were beautiful. They were the most beautiful flowers I ever seen. And also he brought me a watch, a Movado watch. That was my Valentine's Day gift. And I was like, I didn't know we were exchanging gifts. I would have got you something. And he was like, no, it's fine. He was like, I really want you to have this. So I was swept off my feet that weekend. And when I got home, we continued to talk and everything. And I think I came down here one more time. And after that second time, he was telling me I used to talk to him going to work every day. And he was telling me, he was like, look, he said, he was like, listen to me. I need to know what's going on with you because I am dating to get married. That's where I am in my life. I told you that. He said, I need to know what you're going to do. That scared me so bad to have somebody like talk to me like that, like to make me say what I wanted. That scared me because, it was just, I'm like, okay, the thought that he was that serious about me and the fact that he wanted a future with me, like for real. He wasn't joking around or nothing. Like he was for real. He for real wanted a future with me. And I was like, okay. He was like, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not flying you back and forth just so you can have a vacation. I need to know what's going on. So I had to decide right then and there, okay, am I going to let this go or am I going to stay? And of course, I stayed. I stayed with him. I stayed to um to have a future, because in Philly, to be honest with y'all, I didn't really feel like I was going to have a future there. I felt stagnant in Philadelphia, and there was like no growth happening. And y'all heard my stories, being the craziness that surrounded my life during that time. Like I don't feel like I had a future during that time. So I said, everything about that question, it was a loaded question to me. So everything about that question scared me, because I'm like, okay, that means I'm creating a future with somebody. That means that this person is really committing to me. Like, I don't have to play any games with them. That means I'm probably going to move, even though I wanted to come down here. Um, just the fact that, he was ready so quickly, it made me nervous. But I put on my big girl drawers and I was like, all right, let's do this. We're together. Um and it just so happened that the last time I saw my ex, it was one day I was running late to work or whatever, and he I was talking to Tariq as usual on the way to work, and I was trying to hurry up and get to the airport, and I hopped on my ex's bus. Didn't realize I did, but I hopped on my ex's bus. And once I hopped on his bus, like, I got on in the back, so I didn't see who was driving until I turned around. And I saw it was him, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I got on the wrong bus." So I said, "Okay, whatever. I'm gonna keep talking to my new boyfriend and keep it moving." So um I'm getting ready to get off the bus, and he doesn't open the back door. So I had to walk to the front, and he tries to grab me. And when he tries to grab me, I yank my arm back and was like, "Don't touch me." And he was like, "What?" And then Tariq heard me and he started going off. He was like, "Tell him don't be touching my woman," and this, that, and the da 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 da. I was like, oh my gosh. So I get off the bus. I said, "My boyfriend said, do not put your hands on me." He was like, "Your boyfriend?" And he jumped into his old ways, started cussing me out and everything. And I was like, okay, whatever. This time I was like, I could walk away from you. I could care less what you're saying right now. So I was like talking to Tariq. I was like, yeah, I said, I'm probably going to get some text messages in a minute. And lo and behold, I did. And he was steady cussing me out, calling me, out my name as usual. And I I don't even remember if I responded or not. I feel like I might have, but I don't remember what I said, because that's how insignificant he was in my life at that point. So that felt good, to be able to get to walk away from a trap, because he was a trap. He was a cycle that I needed to get out of. And it felt good to have the opportunity to get out of that cycle. So that was the start of a new life for me. Because, things just started going well once Tariq and I got together. Um, I was able to, I've been waiting for like a year or so to go full time. And it was like not long after he and I got together, I got full time. And also, I was at a point where I needed to get out of my mother's house. So it wasn't long after I went full time, I was hustling, stacking my money, doing overtime, everything I needed to do to get my own apartment. And my grandmother, um, she one day I was talking to her and I was telling her like I'm looking for apartments or whatever. And she was like, "Well, your cousin, he has an apartment." I was like, "Grandma, you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, give him a call." So she gave me his phone number and I called him. And he was like, "Yeah, we actually have an apartment that's vacant." and you could come check it out. So I was like, all right. So I went there, checked out my apartment, and it was a 2 bedroom, and it was 750, and I couldn't have been happier. So everything else started to fall in line, like furniture, everything that I needed, I got. So things just seemed to look up when he once Tariq and I got together, is my point. Things started to turn around for me. It's kind of like, when you link up with the right people, you just see good things happening in your life. And that's kind of how it was. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all get what I'm saying. But that is kind of how it was for us. Good things just started to happen. Um, we start after, like, he started to come up to Philly to visit me, and meeting my family and everything, and they all loved him, which was another relief for me. And I wasn't ashamed to bring him around the family. That was the other thing, because I didn't have to worry about whether he's going to act out or be stupid or ignorant or whatever to them. So yeah. That was another big thing for me. What else? Also, after a while, after months of dating, we started talking about one of us making a move. And because he had a child down here, it was going to be me, because he didn't want to move away from his daughter. So, I mean, I was cool with that, because like I said, I wanted to move down here. So we worked on getting me down here, and he was my eyes and ears down here in Atlanta, and he found my apartment for me, and he would call me. He would video call me, but I forget how. He would video call me, and we would, he was showing me this apartment. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a cute apartment. It was smaller than my apartment in Philly, but I didn't care. It was just me. So he handled everything for me. Like, I would give him the money, and he would pay the people the money for me and stuff like that. So I moved down here in January of I've been here about almost 8 years now. So January 2013, I think I moved here. Yeah. So I moved here in 2013, and you know, things like I said, things started changing. So I got back to school, something that I was not really looking to do, something that I know I wouldn't have done staying in Philly. So I was able to get back to school. So I got my bachelor's degree. He and I were talking about starting a family and getting married. We had our obstacles, absolutely had our obstacles. Once we got together, um one, we had little BM drama, but things, they ended up working out. It took a long time for things to work out, but they ended up working out for us. um I met his daughter. I didn't meet her until after we were together for a year. He was very protective of his daughter. He wanted to make sure that we were gonna last. So I met her and her sister a year after we got together, and he was very nervous about his daughter. Okay, he was very nervous about his daughter. You know, um, opening up to me, and I was preparing myself to meet a very shy child who would be closed off. But she was not. She shocked him when we went to Olive Garden, and she was just talking my ear off. Like, she did not stop talking, and he was like, she never ever attaches to somebody like that. So that was another good sign for us. So I mean, we had all of these signs that said that we should be together, and we made the decision to be together. And like I said, it was not easy. We had a lot to get through. We had a lot of obstacles to overcome. But I think, I'm sorry, y'all, but I think that those obstacles help strengthen our relationship and help strengthen us to be in a place where we are resilient and be more appreciative of each other and the strength that we have. So we got engaged in let me see, we got married in 2016, and I think we got engaged in 2014 or 15. And you know, it was an exciting time. Like, I thought I was never going to get engaged, and you could tell him, I mean, he could tell you, like, I was on him, okay? It was almost every day we got into an argument about when he was going to propose, because I was like, I moved down here to be with you. You need to be proposing to me right now, today. And he was like, can you trust me that I'm going to do the right thing? I'm going to propose to you. It was hard for me to let go of trust, because, you know, my past dictated to me that I can't fully trust what any man tells me. And my past made me say, okay, I'm going to take control of things before they get out of control. And I need to have a handle on everything that happens in my next relationship. And when I went into this relationship like that, we bumped heads. We clashed because of that. But I had to start trusting him. That was my main thing. I had to start trusting him. I had to start trusting that he was going to do right by me. I had to trust him and let go of these notions or these things that I developed because, of the past that I had. I had to let go of that stuff and really, trust somebody for the first time, which is something, like I said, it was the first time. So it was something that I never did. I never really fully trusted a boyfriend, maybe except for my first boyfriend. But after him, I never really trusted anybody after that, because the things that they showed me that they didn't deserve my trust. But from day one, Tariq has been nothing but consistent. And he made sure that his goal was to make me happy and to make me comfortable with living here. Um, and I had to be okay with letting a man lead, which is something that I never saw. Well, let me rephrase that. I saw it, but I saw it go to hell in a handbasket. So that was in my childhood. So yeah, I couldn't really trust a man to lead. But I had to learn how to trust. I was ready to love. Nadia, you jumped off of it. Okay. I was ready to love. Um, and yes, I absolutely had to give myself a chance to heal, because if I didn't, um, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all about my final love experience. And when I say final, it doesn't mean that, I don't rediscover love with him. We do rediscover love with each other, but it's my final, as in, there's not going to be anybody else after him. Like, this is it. I'm not doing it again. And I've thought about this. I thought about, okay, if something happened between us, like, would I go back out there and start dating? And I probably, no, I wouldn't. I absolutely would not. I'd probably be by myself. Like, I couldn't. I'm not going through all of that again. And that's crazy for me to say, being that I'm a relationship coach and a date coach, but that's just the reality of it. I'm sorry. I hope that does not discredit me. But anyway, that's my final love story. And now we have blending a family is difficult, but we got through it. And now everybody is on the same page. Everybody is in a good space. Um, and I told you guys in a live a little while back that I sent my stepdaughter's mother a letter, and I was apologizing to her for the ways I've acted, because I ain't even getting into all of the stuff that happened between us, all three of us. But I apologize for my part in it. And she said her response to me was, "Oh, I've been really thinking about reaching out to you." So now we're in a good place. We're straight. It's not like we're not like best girlfriends or nothing, but now we are able to see each other and have a conversation, which is something that did not happen before. So everybody is good now. We got our little boy, Marquise. He came up well, I didn't pick him up, but he came over here a few times. So we're happy. It took us a while to really figure out a good rhythm, but we got it now and we're happy. And we are very supportive of one another. Like it's a dream come true to have the type of relationship that we have. Sure, we got married and things don't when you get married, things don't automatically change. Even if you're living together, there's still an adjustment period that happens when you get married. And marriage is not a magic wand that's going to make all the problems go away and you guys are just going to get along forever. No, that's you're going to work in marriage, okay? Marriage is going to take a whole lot of work, but the key to it is that you both have to be invested in the marriage for it to work and for you guys to move to the next phase of your life. So I am really happy to, be on this journey with my husband, with Tariq, because it, I can't even imagine if like I went and got married to one of these other fools that I was dating. I'd probably be in a committed somewhere. I don't know, but or locked up. But I'm glad that I'm on this journey with Tariq. He brings balance to me, and that's what I need. And he has my back. Absolutely, he supports me. Even on my business ventures in the last year, he has supported me tremendously, and I support him right back. I support him with school and for him to get his degree and everything like that. That is just I can't say enough about what happens in our marriage and the support and love that we have for one another. But it's there. He's my best friend, and I couldn't have gotten a better best friend than my husband. So I think that's all I wanted to tell y'all about my my current and final love experience. I think I told you guys enough. I mean, if I told you every little detail, we would be on here till probably like 6 o'clock. So this is what y'all gonna get. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Oh yeah. If now that I went through that period of healing, and of discovering what I needed and who I was, that was the factor that changed everything for me. And being that I am in the place now, talking to me 8 years ago, yeah, 8 years ago, talking to me, if I talked to me then, I would tell me to do exactly what I did. Take time for myself, heal, rediscover, explore, and understand. That's what I would tell myself. And I would tell someone else that who is in a position where your heart's been broken over and over and over again, and you're sick of the cycle that you are in. You're sick of going on dates, meaningless dates, and sick of the fact that you just can't trust anybody that you're dating. So I would tell you, just stop dating, and actually don't stop dating. Stop dating other people and date yourself. The same thing that you would want somebody to do for you is what you need to do for yourself. Um okay. You need to, love yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to venture out and make yourself do things that you've never done before. and you need to gain experience. And the experience is so that you can carry that into your future relationships. And when I say experience, I mean experience as in like things that I didn't do. Like I never I took myself on dates, but I've never taken myself to an expensive restaurant. And if I did that, I wouldn't have said some of the crazy stuff that I said on our date, like talking about food. And yeah, I told him at Legal Seafood that I think it was Legals. I said, this food is like having an orgasm in my mouth. That's I wouldn't have said stuff like that because I would have already experienced it and I wouldn't have been like I wouldn't have sound crazy, but he laughed at it. But just experience life. Go have fun, travel, just do things to get yourself back together, rediscover your hobbies, rediscover your likes, and do a lot of self-care. You have to care for yourself, because self-care is self-love. Okay, so you have to do these things, and just get yourself in the right place to invite and open yourself up to receive love, the love that you deserve. And you won't be someone who's running the guys away because you're so bitter and angry about what has happened in the past. And you won't be one of these women that I see in some of the groups that I belong to, where the guys are talking about women who all they want is their accomplishments. They don't want a man. Their accomplishments, apparently women are telling men that they don't need them. They got their accomplishments. But what guys don't understand is turning them off. And I'm going into a totally different direction and I apologize. But what guys don't understand is that is a woman speaking from hurt. And she needs to feel secure in the relationship that you're trying to build with her in order for her not to feel like all she has is her accomplishments, but she has a good man that understands her and has her back. So that is all I have for you. Please, please, please go to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe to the Love Experience Show on YouTube and follow the pages on Instagram and Facebook, the Love Experience Show. And please come and see me on January 7th. I got a great guest lined up. January 7th at 4 p.m. on YouTube. That is where the show is going to premiere. I would love for you all to come out, invite some people to watch. 4 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Please, 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 please come and watch the show. Come support. And also, if you would like to be part of the show, you can DM me, leave a comment under this video, and tag me in it so I can see your comment. And I will contact you and we will set up a time and a day for you to get on the show. February is pretty much wide open. So y'all go ahead, and if you want to sign up, go ahead and sign up, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear what your love experience is. All right. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Bye.